What is up, friends and fam? Just wanted to let you guys know about some more exciting things that we got going on. I know I look a little funny because my glasses aren't on, but the truth is the way I'm sitting and the way the lights are, that if I put them on, there's a massive glare on my glasses. And since I don't need to see what I'm doing, we'll be all right. So yeah, exciting news got going on. Here in just a few months, I am going to be taking a trip to Kenya. This has been in the works and prayer for a really long time, and it's just the right time for me to go. And so now the fun part is A, letting everybody know what we're doing, but B, also raising funds for what we're doing. And so I'm going to be heading to Mumias, Kenya with a local pastor friend of mine here in town. We're going to go together and have some fun. And so here's what we're doing, and it's really exciting. There's a local pastor there I've been talking to for a couple of years, and he's got basically a bunch of orphans there. And so just a little bit of background is in Mumias, Kenya, their number one financial provider for that city and that region was a sugar cane factory. And so basically they had sugar farms and sugar factories, and I think it's just under 2 years ago it went bankrupt and belly up. And so basically everybody got hit really hard financially, including all the pastors and ministries there. The pastor there used to farm the sugar for income, and now that income is now gone. And there's also a lot of orphans, and so they do not have an orphanage. Right now, all of the orphans are just kind of separated between the different church families and members, which is a really good thing, and it's a good solution, and we're excited about that. But the only real issue is there's not enough funds to provide schooling for the kids, and there's not enough funds to provide food all of the time. So we've been giving out of our personal fund and our ministry fund to go over there and help the orphans the best that we can. But one thing we want to go down there and do is see how we can do the orphans, meet the orphans. I think there's 23 to 25 orphans down there, and about half of them are school-age kids going to school. The other ones are all pretty young. So the main thing that we're going to do is we're going to check on the orphans, see how we can help the orphans long term, and what's the best solution for them. Number two is we're going down there also to help them basically develop their community so they can generate income without relying on Western support and foreign aid and other things. Is what skills do you guys have, and how can we get behind you to produce, do you need farmland to get food for the orphans? Do you need, land? Do you need goats or chickens to provide? And so I helped them buy 5 chickens last month. And so we're going to go down there and we're going to look and see how can we help you develop your community and be a community leader, not only provide for the orphans and the church long term, but to also get in there and get involved in your community and economy to, again, stimulate it yourselves. And so we're going to go down there and hopefully bring some funds to go down there. And if we need to buy a piece of land, we'll buy a piece of land. If we need to, buy some cattle or whatever it is that we need to buy to help them stimulate their growth, and then put them on a course to do it themselves. And third and lastly, we're going to go down there and they're going to hold a 3-day conference for all the pastors and the leaders in the area, where my pastor friend and I, we're going to go down there and we're going to have the opportunity to teach and to preach and to set some things in foundation and look at a potential long-term partnership together. This pastor is asked to kind of basically come under our covering and to work and walk with me. He's been very open, honest, and transparent about the what is it called, extortion and all the stuff out there by pastors, leaders, government, and he's telling me he had to pay a crazy amount of money to some apostles out there who basically, to come under their covering, they charge him a bunch of money, and then he could be under their ministry. And so we've just been talking about a partnership. How can we do things the right way? How can we do things biblically? And so this is going to be a great trip. So the plan is to fly out October 14th and return on the 24th, or right around that time frame. And again, a pastor friend of mine are going to go. And so now here's the part where we need plane tickets. That's about $2,000 to $3,000. Plus we need transportation. And so he's going to rent a van, but that's about $600 to rent a van for almost 2 weeks, or just under 2 weeks. And then we're just going to stay with the pastor to save money on housing. And then we also need money to invest into the orphans, potential orphanage and schooling, and land, and figure out what it is that we need to do while we're there. So if you would be so kind as to support us, we would really appreciate it. I'll put a link in the description. But basically, it's resolutechurch.org, and then there's a link to give to missions, or you can go to resoluteministries.org. We own both of those. And just, again, in the drop-down menu under Give, there's a link to give directly towards missions. Everything that goes to missions we'll use on this trip. And then we're going to talk about a long-term partnership to support these orphanages and orphanages. And so this is just another amazing opportunity and project that we got going on top of what we're doing at Casa de Luz and the stuff that's going on with Grace City and other things. So God's really opening doors for us to minister in now a global capacity. So again, I covet your prayers, and just pray for us. If you can't do anything financially, we understand completely, but your prayers will be essential and vital, and so that God will give us wisdom and opportunity to open doors. And we're even talking about He might have the opportunity to plant a second church already in Mumias. So just keep us in prayer. This is the big news. And again, thank you guys for joining us along with the journey. We love you guys, and God bless you.